Declaration of Sovereignty, the supreme moral authority. We'll take you through this lecture, motherfucker.
What
Shit.
the fuck is that, nigga? What is that?
Mind your language, punk ass bitch.
Yeah, I know this kids. Watch out! I know this kids listening. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry about that, kids. Take us through that.
Supreme moral authority.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We're trying to reestablish and restore the Bantu way of life. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is being able to be a law to yourself. Right. You don't need huge. Exactly. It sounds like Antichrist vibes.
I don't know about that. It sounds a tad bit extreme, but okay, what is that? Take us through it. We want to understand this. I mean,
I'm going to take you through it. So let's go through the document. Anybody that's page through the document, let's go through the document real quick. I'm going to go up all the way to the top. The Supreme Moral Authority is divided into 9 sections, right? The first 3 sections are introducing it. We're going to go through sin defined, law defined, and righteousness defined, right? And these things are defined under 3 attributes. And then we're going to go to what we call fuck morality. So don't mind the language, motherfucker.
We got it. I think right now it's
mind.
This is mind your language. Man saying PG-13.
Fuck morality.
PG-18. It's PG-18 straight up.
So actually, bro, Lex is actually PG fucking 9 years old, dude. Anybody should be able to understand this. Fuck morality means we imposing morality. What is morality? Fuck the law means how do we say, actually, let's apply the law. How do we apply the law? And then we have motherfucking Zulu and the motherfucking KWANGS.
Okay, that's another
tragic.
It's a tragic term.
I grew up being called the motherfucking Kwang.
Okay.
Because I'm out here on the negative, you know, like, hey, come on, hey,
Kwang, okay. Alright.
And then we're gonna tie up with the declaration of what the supreme moral authority is, and we're gonna tie it up that it's done on behalf of, and the moment it was consummated, the moment it was published.
Okay.
So this is the first lecture we're doing, motherfucker. Well done. You're the first motherfucker to listen to this motherfucking lecture.
It is an honor.
How privileged you are,
it is an honor to have me here. Some would say I don't have it. All right. Okay. I mean, look. Throughout the series, we've been talking about the use of language, which is now called motherfucking Zulu.
Motherfucking Zulu.
Motherfucking Zulu. I'm very interested in how this goes, especially with the use of words like Kwang.
Let's go into the lecture. Let's go into the lecture.
Then just
let's go into the lecture.
Debrief me, man. I kind of got.
All right. So what we have here, guys, pay attention. We're gonna start with sin defined. What is sin? A lot of Christians trip on it. They think it's about law breaking. Sin has nothing to do with law. Sin is defined as activities that cause the loss of life and the compromise of quality of life.
So it has nothing to do with
law breaking. It has nothing to do with law breaking. Right?
Okay.
Like I had mentioned to you in one of the videos where Jesus was caught breaking the law many times, doing things that were not socially according to the context of his time acceptable. So let's not trip.
All right, let's not trip. I got you. It's clean.
So now what we're gonna do now, we're gonna do something interesting. I'm gonna give you guys some FaceTime. We're gonna compare across 3 issues. There's 3 fundamental issues. So don't get too overwhelmed with the notes. There's 3 fundamental issues. There's the aspect, if sin is the loss of life or the compromise of the quality of life, there's 3 issues we look at. Morality, 3 issues that we look at. We look at what we call the natural dependency, which means essentially what the impact you have on nature. Right. And then we have what we call the commercial dependency, the impact we have on commerce.
Okay.
And then there's what we call, which is quite exceptional, the commercial exception. Meaning there's a point in time where it is good to have the loss of jobs, for example.
That benefits who?
It benefits society as a whole. For example, there's this big war between AI
and actual
human beings, or robots and human beings. It would be beneficial for human beings to have robots do things for them. It will improve our quality of life. However, it will take away livelihoods.
Yes.
People will lose jobs. So there's a big conflict. So we're gonna address this in this lecture. Okay. You fuck with me, motherfucker?
I fuck with you, nigga.
You fuck with me, nigga? You fuck with me, dog.
I swear, what's up?
Yeah,
I got you.
That's what's up.
I got you, Sway.
So let's go into it. Let's not go dive into them. So the notes are there for reference purposes. Each point will be polled. People can take the time. We got an eternity, motherfuckers. We have an eternity, motherfuckers, to kind of go through this. Actually, maybe let's not say eternity, but 3.5 years until the end of the first phase of the ZULU social experiment, where we expect people to ratify or consummate or endorse this document and say, actually, we believe that this is the supreme moral authority. That's the objective of this. Remember, I mentioned in one of the videos that one of the objectives of the coming helper of Jesus, according to John 16, is to convict the world concerning sin. And this is that conviction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. It's a trip. It's a trip, nigga.
It is.
All right.
Loopy.
All right. Okay. So
that was sin.
So that's sin. So sin, guys, by the way, it's not about breaking the law. It's not about any laws. It's about what is the impact you have on life, the cause when you cause a loss of life or compromise the quality of life. So it's essentially about the impact on life. Right? So when you have a negative or detrimental impact on life.
Sure.
Now there's three issues that we look at. And the natural dependency is that if you take away natural life or cause mortality, that's sin. If you cause the loss of livelihoods, that's sin. If now there's an exception, right? This is what I want to put down. There's an exception called the commercial exception. If I cause the loss of livelihoods, but I'm improving society, it's a good thing. So if I add robots, I replace human beings with robots, it's actually a good thing. But there's a concern. Yes,
I was about to address that. But okay, continue.
All right. So what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. The commercial exceptions is that, let me just read it out to you, right? Let's read it out. What does a commercial exception say? Right? What does it actually say? It says the new commercial functions rendering other redundant commercial functions obsolete for the benefit of natural life as well as the financial ecosystem. So it is okay, right? It's okay to eliminate certain functions for the benefit of natural life.
Okay, so basically easing people's lives.
Yes, making people's lives easier.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So, for example, there was a time where we had to use typewriters.
Yes.
Motherfuckers, do you know where the motherfucking
which are gems right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, for those who are avid writers and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, we're the motherfucking 2000 generation. Like, do you motherfuckers know that motherfuckers used to be out here with typewriters, and then whenever you press a button, it's like you have to use force
on it, yeah.
And then if you fuck up, you have to throw out the whole fucking page.
So it's to be out of focus.
You get what I'm saying? So now, imagine if we didn't apply the commercial exception in that context.
The invention of laptops.
You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't have laptops today because somebody would be like, nah, motherfucker, you're trying to take away our jobs, you motherfucker. motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
So this is more about evolution of an industry, or like
precisely. Yes. So there is a catch. There's something that we're gonna touch on now. That if you're gonna eliminate jobs, or it's not even about jobs. Let's put it this way. It's about capability. Human beings have to collaborate to achieve a certain value proposition. It's like saying, let's say there's 10 steps to deliver a specific product. Now I improve the process, and there's only now 3 steps required to deliver the same product. That means 6 people lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? That's good for society because you can get that product to society quicker and right.
So basically, just wrap it up for lack of a better word, accessibility to. First, it starts with accessibility. Also, it's the improvement of human life. Is that what we're going?
Yes. So that's the ultimate. So the only time you're allowed to compromise livelihoods is for the ultimate improvement of the life of the community. Thank you very much. You actually helped me there. Thank you, motherfucker. Did well.
I got you.
You got me, my nigga. So now let's move on. So we know what sin is. Sin is the negative impact on life, right? Yes. So let's move on to the second section, right? Second section is now, what is law? So how do we avoid sinning? We have to put what we call law in place. Law is defined as controls that govern the manner in which activities are carried out by natural and commercial functions in order to prevent the loss of life. So law is there to prevent sin.
You must act right.
So here we go. We'll give you FaceTime again, motherfucker. Let me give you FaceTime. Yeah. Give you FaceTime. So this is why when you break the law, you don't necessarily sin. But the law is put in place to prevent sin.
So basically, it's just like almost like a guideline to life. It's just
no, these are the principles. Where we're introducing the principles. Okay. Now. So what's important, people need to understand what sin is, what the bad thing is. Bad things, if you compromise life and the loss of life, it's bad.
This is in the naughty corner.
Yeah, you're in the naughty corner.
Okay.
Yeah, precisely. The naughty corner, guys. Naughty corner. Yeah, cool. Illustration there, right?
Alright.
So that's what's up. Right. So this is going to be a long lecture. So we're going through this thoroughly the first time.
Sure.
When we do this next time, we're going to be doing it point at a point. People, we can elaborate on the point because this is very loaded.
All right.
So when you talk about law, these are the controls that are put in place to prevent human beings within their activities from sinning. Activities that result in the loss of life or compromise the quality of life. You feel me? You feel me? So now this is law. Now let's go back to the notes, right? So there's 3 types of laws, right? There's laws that are dependent entirely on the human being understanding what the law is. So you have to have read the law, be aware that the law is there, and then have the will to actually live by that law. Those are what we call dependent controls.
All right, dependent controls.
Then independent controls is when you have systems in place that remind you, hey, listen here, motherfucker. Listen here, motherfucker. You're supposed to be applying this law right now. You are doing this, you're supposed to be, oh shit, my bad. But I can still choose to be like, fuck you.
Wait, this is the interdependent controls, the independent laws, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I would know, having understood the first law, that I come out with my beard and my mkaba in the streets, topless and stuff. I'm drinking. I know it's public indecency plus that, and I must know how to act right because I have, I'm supposed to be in my yard to do this, not publicly offending people. So it gives me a sort of guidance. Don't forget, the actual structure, and this is how you must apply that structure, and this is how you live within it.
Precisely.
All right. Okay.
Precisely. Now, what we have now, what's the next one?
Independent.
Independent controls, where, listen, bro, whether you like it or not, bro, the law will be applied. So I could be driving, it's like driving an automated car or automated truck. Whether you like it or not, when the truck senses something in front, it will stop.
Yeah.
I can try override and do whatever I want, but
it just is what it is.
it is what it
like
is.
I'm saying about that law, I can't come out in my underwear, my beard, my hand.
It just won't happen.
It just won't happen.
It doesn't even leave it to you to decide for yourself. So the highest level of control is when you put independent controls that decide for the human being, where you don't leave the human being any options. You understand?
This is respecting the community too, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So there's certain circumstance. So this is where I'm putting this out there for human beings to be aware of where we at in terms of levels of control. Okay. So, for example, the Constitution is what would the Constitution be, bro?
The Constitution.
What type of control would the Constitution be? Or the Mine Health and Safety Act?
Isn't it like independent? No.
No, think about it, bro.
What clauses did you mention?
The Mine Health and Safety Act.
The Mine Health. I don't know what it entails, but I know some sort of.
Okay, it's an act. It's an actual act, a policy document.
This is how you behave, and
it tells you. Do you know what's in the Mine Health and Safety Act?
I don't know.
You have no fucking clue,
I have
right?
No fucking clue.
Exactly. So it is definitely a dependent control because it's dependent on whether you know
or not
what the fuck is happening. Right.
Yeah, that's some education right there. I didn't know.
That's my point.
I'm going to now. I'm going.
So
research.
All policy that government passes is dependent control. It's dependent on whether the people are aware of those laws and whether they're willing to apply those laws.
Okay.
Right. So the highest level of control is when we don't give a fuck what you think, dog.
As long as this is the law.
The law is the law, and the law will apply itself. You understand what
What's that saying? You know, you can't break the law. You break yourself against the law. That's if you act outside of whether you know it or not. But that's a scary thing, though, isn't that?
Yeah, this is why people are having conversations about AI right now.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Okay, let's go further.
Right, we're introducing this motherfucker, bro. We can't be caught. We're up here in 20 minutes in.
That's beautiful. Let's go. It's about to be an hour long.
No, we're gonna be 40 minutes. Let's do 40 minutes.
All right, cool. Let's go. Let's skim through it.
All right, fuck guys, 40 minutes. I don't want no time for an hour, dude. Do you guys have a time for an hour?
I don't think we have the data. But let's go to it. Let's skim. Let's take us through it. We have.
All right. So that's law, right? So when we apply law, we apply it across these three aspects that I mentioned: the natural dependency, right? The commercial dependency and the commercial exception. So we have laws that protect life, natural life. We have laws that protect livelihoods. Remember, a livelihood is a thing that supports life, human life. Every human being to survive, they need a livelihood.
Yes.
We happen to be those motherfuckers that survived without the motherfucking livelihood, though. How we survive without motherfucking livelihood?
Jesus!
That's just a fucking side note. And then promoting the commercial exception. So you see, notice what I say here. You guys will see in the notes. It says, we protect natural life. We protect commercial livelihood. We protect livelihoods. And then we promote the commercial exception, but we want life to be easier for the general public. So we're willing to sacrifice roles
So we can achieve the ultimate goal.
Achieve the ultimate goal of making our lives more easier and more efficient and more, you know. Right. So you guys fuck with me. We're going to the next section. So we're still introducing to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is righteousness is the question. I'm gonna read it out here as this declaration. Righteousness is an action taken by natural persons. Notice how I say natural persons.
Yeah, natural persons.
Or commercial functions. And they do one of three things. It creates natural life,
All right.
support natural life,
Mm-hmm.
or improves the quality of natural life. So what am I saying here? So righteousness is about promoting natural life.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't give a fuck whether you have a big bad
So
machine.
basically, this is like the dignity of a person's life.
The dignity of a person, or even animal life, or even right, promoting natural life. So I'm going to point it out. In the context of humanity, immortality is required. The context of animal life, we want to eliminate the possibility of extinction. So all animal species should be allowed to exist. We don't want any species being extinct. You see, so those are the two levels. I'm just pointing it out. That's morality, guys. That's righteousness. We promote natural life. Right. I don't know if you think would you ratify this fucking point? This is.
I mean, like, look, I get what you're saying right now. You're saying instead of us creating Frankensteins or shells of what human beings should be, without
or fucking
soul.
AI or robots.
Yes, you know, there's a different. I think how we can break it down into two. There's essence and there's substance.
Yes.
Essence is the soul.
Yeah.
Substance is the body and the flesh and everything. So we're gonna create a Frankenstein. We're gonna find a Thorny that can come out of the house here in his underwear and beer, but has no soul, no understanding. But that's a robot form of me. Then there's me that wakes up like, yo, my kid don't man.
But you see, that's why this policy, morality, is about natural life. So the motherfuckers, I see motherfuckers out here on Google talking about, maybe this AI tool needs permission to be turned off. We need to ask for permission.
Hey man, this ain't iRobot. What is it? iRobot, right?
I swear, motherfuckers are audacity, bro. Like a tripping.
I mean,
ball.
I think the same is, it's curiosity. Not for us to drift off what we're discussing so long, but it's like Bicentennial Man, bro. I don't remember that film. For those over time who might know it in the audience or whatever the case is, but there was a film called Bicentennial Man. It was about the introduction of humanoids, which is these robots. And this robot wanted to become human and experience what humans feel like, having emotions. It's like a schizoid mind situation.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah.
But there's something about there's something about natural life, guys, that is just
it's natural.
It's natural life. We don't talk about artificial life and things like that. So we're pointing this out for the Google guys who will come up on the platform and say, "Hey, I think my AI is alive. I don't know if I feel bad. Maybe I must go talk to my pastor about turning the AI application off."
I mean, this one we can even go like off
Let's
record,
be
but
real,
let's be real. You can't.
Come on.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So what we have done now, we have introduced or we've laid context to what we're going to talk about now. Right? There's three levels of morality: natural life, commercial life, and there's an exception in terms of the commercial exception. Right? We preserve life, natural life. We want to maintain that people have livelihoods. Important. Commercial, people must have jobs. People must have, must be able to earn a living. There must be functions that people need to. But we are willing to sacrifice those functions if it's for the greater good of the community. if we can get value to the community faster, quicker,
We
better.
must reach, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a you see guys,
This side.
you guys are watching this, man. This is some legendary shit
Hey,
in the
man.
making, dog.
Coming to you live.
It's coming to you live. Yeah, it's coming to you live because you're watching it now, motherfucker. Shit. Alright.
That's like an Erica Badu reference.
So now, let's jump into it. Fuck morality.
Oh, that's
So you might be thinking, oh, this nigga Otuga man. Yes, Tuga man. This guy. He's insulting us. No, I'm saying let's impose morality. How do we impose morality? There's two sides, Femo.
Yeah.
I know it looks complicated.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah, it looks complicated, but let's just put it this way. There's two sides. There's natural life, and then there's commercial life. Now, incidentally, the rules that apply to natural life are opposite to the rules that apply to commercial
life, sure.
So what I'm saying here is a natural person is different to a legal person.
Mm-hmm.
The tragedy about our lives, the moment you have an ID and a passport, you become a legal person. So the governments in the states treat you as a legal person.
Okay.
They don't treat you as a natural
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Right now, if you look at the Companies Act and the King's 3 Act about legal persons have more rights than natural persons. Natural persons are supposed to be serving. Does it make sense to you that natural persons serve legal persons? Or is it supposed to be legal persons that serve natural persons?
It should be those motherfuckers up there at the top serving us natural people.
So it's supposed to be the legal persons serving natural persons.
So I was about to say it sounds like a class system now, like I say. But okay, let's go.
Yeah, so this is the actual real matrix where we have legal persons that are sponge off natural persons. So natural persons live to make sure that legal persons exist forever.
Yes. Sounds like a movie Time.
So like the major, we don't really need machines, but we're so lame. You know what's so funny about our lives? We're so lame, bro. When you watch the Matrix, it was actual fucking machines, bro. Like fucking machines.
Yeah, machines.
Like actual
running the whole Matrix.
Like, you know what I mean? Like literally
Mr. Smith was a machine himself.
Forming fucking babies and shit.
Yes.
Bro, we are fucking matrixed by pieces of paper, dog.
Exactly that.
Pieces of paper, dog. A document. We have been matrixed by a fucking document, bro. Oh, this is the company legal document XYZ company number 1. And we are run by these documents, dog.
Without a human.
Not even fucking machines, dog.
Fuck. The world is real. The world is real.
Alright. But anyways, we're going into it. There's 2 principles for natural life. Money does not compensate life. And don't spill blood. So what I'm saying to you, don't kill a person. If you kill a person, don't think that any amount of money will repay
the person. Yeah, you can't buy life.
Can't buy life. Don't spill blood. Don't be killing nobody.
So how does that differ from? Okay, this is like let me ask you real quick.
Yeah.
From what's existing in the world now, the initial laws that were put in place. These two sound similar to what's already existing, you know.
Yeah.
Where.
Yeah. It sounds. Yeah.
It sounds similar. Okay, this is almost an existing law, sharp thing. But now, that's how I get arrested anyway for murder. You get charged for murder and stuff like that. So how does this now work in this community? Like,
no, it's as simple as that. We're not allowed to spill blood. Natural life, human beings are not allowed to be killed under any circumstance. Under any
circumstance.
And if somebody is killed, do not think that by any circumstance you can compensate that life with money.
Mm-hmm. But obviously
Very
now
simple.
we live in a different world where you can sort of
No, but that's the tragedy. That's why
Yeah.
we're saying fuck the world in this
fuck
country.
morality. In this
Fuck morality. That's why we're imposing morality. This
Sure.
is morality.
All right.
No amount of money can buy a human life.
Mm-hmm.
No amount of money. This is what I gotta say to every human being right now. No amount of money can buy your value.
Mm-hmm.
You're a spirit person, and the impact that you could potentially make on the planet, on the universe, is infinity, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So no fucking amount of gold, no fucking amount of paper or digits on a fucking screen can replace that.
Yeah.
All right. Bottom line. This is why I'm saying this is a declaration.
Sovereignty.
This is the supreme moral authority. Principle. And I hope motherfuckers fuck with this and say, no, bro, let's get to a point where if I kill you, famo, yo, how will I compensate?
It should haunt me.
I can't.
Mm.
The only way I can compensate is give your life back.
Now,
the only motherfucker that's allowed to take life is a motherfucker who can give life back.
Yes.
Precisely.
Right.
Alright. Now, we talk about natural life. Now it's commercial life. Fuck morality. We're saying now we can spill blood. You see that?
Contradiction.
Contradiction.
Yes.
We can spill blood, and blood money sustains livelihoods.
What? I didn't catch that properly, fam.
You see that? No,
how sway?
Blood money sustains livelihoods.
Okay, let's take us into that. I mean,
Yes.
it's like say,
right. So you asking the question, motherfucker. Right?
Yeah. So you were saying,
blood money sustains livelihoods.
God damn, I don't feel so okay with that, man. I mean,
so there's actually something in, and I must say to everybody that's watching, I had an encounter with the Muslim faith.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at a time, and I can actually explain the dream. I'm actually.
This was a dream, doesn't it?
It's not real life.
Okay.
It's a dream where I'm actually about to set up the market regulator, and I'm going to an internet cafe like, hey guys, I just need some internet, so set up this market regulator. And as I'm doing that, I'm walking past this shop, a printer shop, and some Muslim guy grabs me like, nigga, you owe me! I'm like, whoa.
What? You owe me.
Yeah, you owe me. Bro. Like, what the hell? Hey, bro, I got you, dog. I'm gonna set up this market regulator. You gotta be guap, bro. You gotta have money, dog. Ain't no stress. Why are you tripping on me, dog? Come on, dog. Give me a second. No, I don't give a like, I don't give a fuck about no mark. You owe me! And that's when I realized, shit. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, God damn. You know, these Muslim guys, bro. Like, what's up with these niggas, bro? And it put like a question mark in my mind. And there's something that in the Muslim faith that's called blood money.
Okay.
Blood money is, if I were to kill you incidentally or kill one of your relatives, I have to come, if I'm a devout Muslim, and say, sorry, but I killed the suho by mistake. Here's how much can I pay you to compensate for the fact that I killed the suho.
It's very interesting.
Very interesting, right? That's the Muslim faith. That's in the Quran. I'm not taking shots at the Quran. It's legit. That's when I realize, that's when I realize, oh, the Quran is applicable to legal persons, not natural persons. It's obscene. If I were to come and say, I killed your brother, Lisedi, yeah, how much you want, dog?
Trip, man. Like, yo, my boy.
You're gonna say
can't
fuck
I
me,
can't,
dog. If
I
you're a
can't
real
value, you
nigga,
can't value my brother's life.
precisely. That's where we started, right? But in the context of legal persons, I can. So if I'm gonna take a company like Adidas out, right? We're the employees. All right, you guys used to get employed by this company. Blood money.
Oh.
Blood.
Because I guess our
money.
understanding of blood money is dirty money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the connotation. But
Mhm.
in the context of the Quran, that's why I'm saying motherfuck the connotation. In the context of the Quran, blood money is paid out when somebody is killed incidentally.
Oh, could we put it in a more less gruesome way? We can say for it's almost like, let's say for example, people get retrenched, right? When people get their
Precisely.
yes,
They need to get their
service type,
payouts.
yes.
But payouts are not necessarily good enough because it's not a livelihood. It's just for that maybe period of time, a
Yes.
couple of
Until
months.
you find yourself on your feet again.
Find yourself a new job until you find yourself a new job. But blood money is like, I will pay your salary, but you're not going to do your work. So this becomes the condition for innovation. So if I'm going to come up with something that's going to benefit the entire community and replace people with robots, I must be prepared to pay the people who are doing those functions. Until they decide, you know what, actually, I'm good with this. I'm going to move on to something.
Okay, it's a new way of thinking.
So that's a commercial law. Right.
Okay.
If I'm gonna, speaking to the commercial exception, if I'm gonna do something that's gonna improve society or improve the quality of society, but it's gonna come at the loss of jobs, I must compensate those livelihoods.
To sort of help from beginning of the onset of our liberation. But okay,
But you see, this is why they can say, the Muslims can say, Muhammad's the last prophet. Because this is the revelation. There's no way I'm going to start a new business that's going to take other businesses out without being concerned about the livelihoods that those businesses support. So one of the obvious things, if you read the Quran, a lot of the stuff is like, this is definitely not applicable to new human beings.
Yes.
Because if it was, it's obscene. That's why you have extremists in the Middle East who bomb themselves. Wrong context, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wrong context.
The martyrs. Okay.
Yeah.
So now how is this like
So we're moving on, right? So fuck morality. We got two elements, right? Natural life, we don't spill blood, right? And we certainly, what's the word? Let's look at the notes. What are we saying? We don't, and we certainly, money doesn't compensate for life. But in the commercial sense, money does compensate for livelihoods, and we can spill blood. So meaning I can take a company out. Just the other day we were listening to a track, Motherfucking Killer. Now that I'm around, shit will never be the same. I'm a killer.
Yeah, I fucking
killer.
Thanos snap your career.
Right. Thanos snap your career.
Yeah.
So there's a level in which ending a commercial function is righteous. That's where we talk about. So motherfucking killers, in our context, are those who will be able to take. So if you were using a typewriter, pull the paper out, and then you come up with a desktop screen, you're a motherfucking killer.
Before, yeah.
Killer. Because you ended the function. You ended the commercial function.
Evolution is a painful thing, but it's necessary.
It's necessary. So this is where the commercial exception comes in. Remember, we talk about righteousness. Righteousness, there's three levels of morality: natural, commercial, and there's an exception for commercial. We protect life, we protect livelihoods. But if it's necessary, we can take away from commercial life for the sake of natural life.
I feel you.
You feel me?
I feel you.
You feel me?
All right.
We are on the
So
same
now
page.
take us
Let's
to
move.
this trippy shit now and
We're going on to the next one, right?
spill blood or something.
Yeah, both natural and commercial functions should strive to eliminate the amount of attention. This is what it's saying. Required to perform value-adding functions. The less attention required, the faster and the more effective functions are. So meaning, it's basically what I'm saying. For the same function, like say making bread, if you were to eliminate human attention altogether and have machines and AI do it, you'd probably have bread done more, quicker, efficiently.
Damn.
So you're allowed to do that
because it's necessary for
the benefit of society, because you're giving them what they want quicker, faster, no effort.
Yes.
But the problem, the only mistake, this is where blood money comes in, according to the Quran. If I want to end a function, I must pay blood money. So the livelihoods, the people that used to take on those roles before the machines or the AI took over, I must pay them.
So industrialization is some other level. Okay, I think I'm following what you're saying.
You're following what I'm saying?
All right.
Okay, so we're moving on now.
Moving on.
So now we talk. That was fuck morality. So we did fuck morality. That's natural life. What we need to do for natural life, and what we need to do for. Now this is interesting. Who's allowed in our society? Okay, I'm moving on. That's the next slide.
I think it's fuck the law.
Now it's fuck the law. Yes. Tupac. Remember Tupac up in this motherfucker.
NWN, such, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So let me just speak through this, right? Before we go into the important into the notes. Let me speak through this. Give you guys some face time. So essentially, what we're saying with fuck the law is that apply the intent behind the law.
Okay.
This is why when you look at biblical Jesus, he could break the law because there was an intent behind the law that he was upholding. So the point of every human being is be aware of the laws that govern your area. Be aware. Step number one, be aware of the laws. Now, take a little bit deeper and be like, oh, why are these laws in place? Once you know why they're in place, right, then you can be like, oh, then you look at your context and you say, you know what I'm gonna do? I see the law, but this is the laws that I will apply to make sure I uphold the intent behind the law. You understand? So this is how, when I say something very controversial, this is how we become a law to ourselves. This is how the Bantu people lived before the big policies and the big acts. They were a law to. It made sense. They were the ones who said, "Hey, I don't want to sin, so I'm gonna put my own controls to ensure that I don't sin. If I come into somebody else's community and I see that they have certain laws, I will investigate and say, oh, this is why they have these laws. But I'm still me. These are my laws to ensure that I uphold the intent behind your law."
Yeesh. It's packed. It's packed. All right.
So that's that statement over there.
Okay.
So you see here we got, so step number one, be aware of the law. Step number two, know the intent behind the law. Step number three, uphold the intent behind the law. Right?
Makes application.
And makes application. So come up with the laws that will make sure that you uphold the intent behind
Mm-hmm.
the law.
Right.
All right, so we're good.
We're good. Next one is
Now the next one is who's allowed in our society. Right. So those who are wanted dead and wanted alive. So we're talking about natural persons versus legal persons.
okay.
So those who are wanted alive, right? Those are people that we want in our community,
That
natural
actually
person
add value
into
to.
our community.
Okay.
Right? Unwanted alive, those are commercial functions, right?
Yeah, I'm listening to. I'm just reading through
That
it
are
now.
not righteous and perform functions that result in the loss of life. We don't want those in our community.
Yeah.
But unwanted dead are those are the legal functions. So sometimes you have like you have businesses that were really dope, but for some reason they were just not profitable enough to stay
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about.
Okay, just give us a small summary of that.
Like I'll give you an example. There are many businesses. Like maybe like let's just talk about a food restaurant, right?
The food is good, but the service is shit.
No, the food is great,
Yeah.
but for some reason the business is not run well enough to stay afloat, so it has to close down. So your favorite restaurant, like the whole neighborhood's favorite restaurant, closes down because the owner of the restaurant passed away and the son took over and he was just
Not
bad
about
with
it.
finances and then you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are
Okay.
certain legal persons that we want back in our society, but they just don't run because of technicalities. The
Yes.
balance sheet is just not good enough.
Okay.
So those are the ones we want back. So you see, we talk about legal persons, the legal persons that we don't want, the natural persons that we want. I mean, the legal persons that we want. The natural persons that we want and the natural persons that we don't want.
Okay.
So this is the principle, right? So the natural persons that we don't want, you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those what we talk about, wanted dead. The natural persons that we want, wanted alive. Legal persons that we want are unwanted alive and unwanted dead. So so you understand what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
the
yeah, I got
principles
you. I
there, if you
got you.
read the notes, the points, you'll see exactly what I'm saying.
I got you. I
So
got
the
you.
motherfucking KWANGS are the
I,
ones that are legal persons and natural persons that are not part of the community, that perform unrighteous activity that we don't want in our society. But the ones who are wanted alive, right, and unwanted dead, those ones are
all right. See.
sweet.
Sweet. Let's go on, niggas. All right, you. Nigga, mind my language. Sorry about that, children. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
We lost the fucking page, bro. Right, we're recording right now. So, like we said, this is the declaration in response to Shemba's prayer. Tandas Woklala, the supreme moral authority, as disclosed in this declaration, is the elimination of activities that lead to the loss of human life and the unsustainability of natural and commercial life. Right? It's the elimination of activities. So morality is eliminating the activities that lead to anything that compromises life, natural and commercial.
All right.
Right? But there's a commercial exception. The commercial exception is that I can end the business.
As long as, yes, you
For
act
example,
right.
like Kodak.
Yeah. Kodak's taken out now.
It's taken out because we have smartphones.
Yes. And the company itself must make sure they guys see.
Aye. You motherfuckers fuck with this shit? I hope you motherfuckers
It's like
fuck with this
newspapers
shit.
and magazines taken up by online.
Precisely.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So this is consummated on behalf, and I need to say it to the motherfuckers now. It's a lecture. I need to say it, like, give credit where it's due.
Mm-hmm.
There's a person that actually anticipated this would happen. What's happening right now?
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Shem anticipated that this moment would come.
Forms of communication with sort of.
That no, like essentially that at some point a new system of things will come about, and we would be that generation to do it. So not just me, not personal. It's just whether you are Christian, Hindu, Muslim, or what. There's a guy that said, "Hey, there's a generation that's coming that's gonna do this shit."
Mm-hmm. All right.
And they're gonna be led by a nigga that's like, "Yo, like, let's do this shit." You know what I'm saying?
Top of the morning.
so maybe the big tragedy is the fact that motherfuckers would be like, "Oh, why must we be led by this nigga? Like, this fucking skinny ass, no teeth at the back, motherfucker."
Ah, dog.
Yeah.
You know the thing is, it is those ones that are actually the true ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine if you said a Kardashian was going to be that. Like, we would look at you like,
No, but motherfuckers fuck with Kardashian, bro.
I'm saying you do. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, they have status, so people would believe that.
So what I'm again,
but they wouldn't believe some random motherfucker from nowhere, bro. Who's this nigga, dog?
I think that's what I'm saying is those ones.
Yeah.
That actually, I mean, folks, as I actually to rock up out of nowhere.
And that's what's quite dope, and that's why I fuck with Isaiah Shimon. He was a nobody. Who was he in the context? There were guys like Dube, John Dube, and all these aristocrat black people who were educated during his time.
Yes. That is what I'm saying to you again. I'm repeating.
So now here's this random guy that comes from nowhere, and like, nigga, now
who's this guy? Who's this clown? Who's this jabroni? Who's this jabroni?
Yeah. So let's tie this up. So on behalf of Isaiah Shimber's God, the coming king that he predicted in Kosiasik Paramin, right? This is the spirit that inspired the writings of the Bible, the original author, who is the custodian of life and the founder of his elected priesthood, the Bantu peoples all around the world. That's consummated on behalf of him. And this was the first time it was published on the 26th of the 11th month of 2023. Right. Awesome. We good?
100%, sir.
100%. So motherfuckers can go through this document for themselves, and every day we'll be polling a point or so, and elaborating on a point because it's quite a loaded document.
Yes, it is.
So it's impossible to do it in a few minutes, but yeah, motherfucker. Appreciate you with love and kindness. That's the motto. With love and kindness.
Amen.
Amen.